reasons I didn't start a business right out of business school is because I wasn't in a financial position to do so. I think at the time, like 8 years ago, there was this idea that entrepreneurs, like Mark Zuckerberg style, right? Like left undergrad or
Dropped
left college,
out.
college dropout, exactly. College dropout, went and started their business when they're really young. Well, most of us can't do that because we have student loans. And even if we don't have student loans, we don't have savings. So, it's like I got a piece of advice from my favorite professor, Professor Dennis Kessler, which was basically like, again, take care of yourself first, get into a good financial position because you're going to be a more successful entrepreneur if you have your own personal finances in order and you can give yourself that breathing room to make the right decisions and so forth. So that was the best piece of advice. And also he said, go into corporate, get experience. And I learned so much, like so much. It's so important to get experience and to get into a good financial place. So once I had those two pieces, I had those two pieces long before I went to even China, or maybe not long before, but before I went to China.
Good for you, girl.
Thank you. Oh man, I had a roommate until I was 30, I think. So,
that's great though. It takes discipline, and it doesn't come without thoughtful planning and compromise and being, I think, I had this conversation with someone else on this podcast, getting aligned with what you want to build. It's not that it happens like, without some challenge and some hard decisions.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah, for sure. And it was a very difficult decision for me to leave because I had built a career at GM, and I also loved the job I was doing, and I loved my team. I still do. But, my health was taking the back seat, and I was facing some of those roadblocks I mentioned earlier in the conversation. And so I was not in an environment where I was really thriving, and I was really putting myself back on the back burner. And so, but I did try to, for me, I knew I had to look at all possible options. I spent so much time just understanding, okay, do I need a different job at the same company? Do I need another job at a different company? I ran through like a million scenarios. And by the way, I worked with a career coach. Her name's Kelly Brown. She's amazing. And, but ultimately I also really knew the answer from the beginning, but I had to do all the analysis because that's who I am. But I
know that. And then you go through the exercise to land at the thing that in your gut. And so what was that thing?
Well, starting my business, of course. Yeah. And I was just like, because I kind of always had this sense of, well, I'm going to stay with my company until it's not the right fit for me anymore. But I'm not really sure I want to go, to another one at this time. I want to do my own thing and see how that goes. And at least, it's not to say I won't work in corporate in the future. I probably will because I have a long career. However, I hope I have a long career ahead of me. But I want to give this a shot. It's important for me. It's always been a goal for me. I would never feel fulfilled if I didn't, I have the means, I have the experience, and if I just did what was comfortable, that just wouldn't sit right. This was my moment to do it. All the signs were pointing to it, it was, and even this idea, for so long I didn't have a specific idea of a business, and suddenly I had that on top of everything else. And it's like, I would be a fool not to do this right now.